Welcome to Trump Breaking News Network, your daily source for up-to-date news on the political scene of Donald Trump, his presidency, American politics and conspiracies. Please subscribe to receive notice of our daily updates. Also share with your friends and your social media. We encourage you to like our videos and give your comments.
This is TBNN.
Piers Morgan, it's no wonder the media can't stand Trump. British journalist and television personality Piers Morgan is not one to keep his opinions to himself. Now, in his latest op-ed for the UK Daily Mail, the Good Morning Britain host has exposed what he believes to be the real reason the liberal media hates the president. Morgan started by noting that according to the president's many critics, Trump is the single most divisive, stupid, bigoted and unpopular president in American history. He wrote that he sees this hatred manifested on social media, and even in the behavior of his own friends and family. Yet, there's one thing even his most vociferous enemies, and that is a historically high volume of human beings, cannot continue to deny, Morgan continued. Donald Trump delivers on his promises. When you win an election, you also win the right to carry out the pledges you made as a candidate. That is the inherent bedrock of democracy, he said. And judging Trump entirely from that perspective, he is beginning to really deliver. As proof of this claim, Morgan cited three specific examples of pledges Trump has followed through on, one of them economic, and the other two related to foreign policy. First, candidate Trump repeatedly vowed to wipe the hell out of ISIS, Morgan wrote. Now, within a year, the Islamist terror group that gained so much ground and support during Barack Obama's tenure, he dismissed them as a JV team has been routed from Syria and Iraq. Morgan praised Trump for giving his top defense officials, particularly Secretary of Defense James Mattis, the authority to do what they needed to do. On Wednesday, Trump recognized the efforts of Mattis in regard to the Islamic State group. "He's knocked the hell out of them," the president exclaimed during a White House cabinet meeting, with Mattis sitting to his immediate left. "Of course, I've made it possible with what I've let you do, I think. Wouldn't you say?" Trump said to the laughter of others in the room. According to Morgan, nobody is complacent about the ongoing threat of ISIS and its supporters continuing to commit terrorist acts on civilian soil as they are driven from the battlefield. But the importance of kicking them out of Iraq and Syria cannot be overstated. Next, the British TV host talked about the successes Trump has enjoyed on the domestic economic front. At every campaign rally, candidate Trump promised to preside over economic growth, get jobs going again, and stock markets roaring, he wrote. He's doing all that. Unemployment is at a 17-year low, hiring is strong. Last Friday's jobs report showed 228,000 new jobs in November, GDP expanded 3.3% in the third quarter, and the stock market keeps breaking new records. As Morgan pointed out, the post-election claim by famed economist Paul Krugman that the markets would never after Trump's victory has been debunked. The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed Friday at 24,329.16 points, just the latest in a string of record highs since Trump took office. Financial experts put this success down to Trump unburdening America of many of the over-draconian and panicky regulatory barriers put in place after the 2008-9 crash, Morgan wrote. He added that if Trump can successfully push through his tax reform overhaul, which passed in the Senate earlier this month, then he will head into the 2020 election with a massive, possibly unbeatable head of steam. Finally, Morgan cited Trump's pledge to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and move the American embassy in the country there. It's a promise Trump officially kept on Wednesday. "I personally think it's a dangerous and unnecessary move, but you can't say he didn't vow to do it if he got elected because he did," repeatedly, Morgan wrote. Trump himself took to Twitter last week to make a similar point. Trump attached a video of former Presidents Bill Clinton, George W. Bush and Barack Obama promising during their campaigns to recognize Jerusalem as the capital. None of them delivered. During his own presidential run, Trump made a similar promise. "We will move the American embassy to the eternal capital of the Jewish people, Jerusalem," Trump said at an 2016 rally. Unlike Clinton, Bush, and Obama, though, Trump remembered his pledge, and officially recognized Jerusalem as the Israeli capital. Morgan admitted that he does not always support Trump, saying that he is an imperfect president in many ways. He's an inflammatory tweeter, picking fights with anyone and everyone from Kim Jong-un to Gold Star widows. "We've never seen a president behave this way and it terrifies people," he wrote. He flies fast and loose with the truth, though in that regard he is not a rare specimen in the world of Washington, or indeed global politics. Yet there can be no doubt now that President Trump is a man who is delivering on his promises to the American people who voted for him. What do you think? Scroll down to comment below.
This has been the Trump Breaking News Network. Please subscribe and share to stay up to date on the latest news about our president. Be informed.